Hey everyone, Tommy V from 81 Real Estate. Just wanted to make this breakdown about our most recent deal that we just did this past fall. Again, in Jacksonville, Florida. It's a single family rental, 3 bed, 2 bath, 1 car garage, about 1,300 square feet. It has a huge shed in the backyard, a fully fenced in yard. And I found it straight off the MLS. Got an alert on Zillow, reached out to my buddy that's a realtor, and we got an offer rolling. The unique thing we did here is we used a DSCR loan, so a debt service coverage ratio. The lender did not care about my W-2 income or my pay stubs. All they cared about was the value of the property, what the market rent was, and if it would cover the loan. That's it. Well, the terms of this loan, because it is a no doc loan, you pay a premium on the interest. I believe the interest is 7.25%. So it's a little high, but it's a 75% LTV. So it means that our payment is still only about $1,294 a month payment, principal, interest, taxes, insurance, the pity. All right, so let's break it down. Let me show you what I saw on Zillow. And I said, let's check out this house. So this is kind of an example of kind of looking for a diamond in the rough. Let me share my screen. All right. So here it is on Zillow. This is what it looked like. They had it listed for $200,000. We own another property in this same neighborhood. So I knew exactly what the appraised value would be, what it could rent for, how much cost would be, the kind of wiring, the things I needed to look for to do a very accurate rehab sheet. So this is the house. This was the front of it. It looked terrible. Had a pool in the backyard, a back patio, a massive, super nice shed that's only a couple years old in the backyard. So I was like, geez, okay, so what's going on here? Why didn't they show any inside pictures? Well, this owner had a bunch of dogs and a bunch of cats, and that had like destroyed the inside floor in the house. The walls were fine. There was no holes in the walls. There was no holes in the ceiling, none of that. It was just very, very dirty. I think this lady was borderline a hoarder. And there was like cat and dog poop and pee everywhere. It was terrible. The first time I walked in there, I nearly vomited from the odor, just like knocking me back on my feet. And so, never judge a book by its cover. So I saw this and I said, okay, well, that roof, that roof looks pretty new. Let's let's see what's going on with the roof there. So I logged on to the building appraisal website. I went on the appraisal website here for my county, Duval County, also Jacksonville, punch in the address, hit go, and pulled up the permits that had been pulled. Let me minimize this. Trying to minimize this. Trying to find my screenshot here of the permits. All right, here it is. All right, so my permits. So here are my permits. I pulled this up, got the address. The plumbing, 2020, building, 2018, roofing, 2015, mechanical, 2014, plumbing, 2001. Okay, so we got a new roof in 2015. So we have a 7-year-old roof. The building was for that massive shed in the backyard. So we have a 5-year-old cool shed. Both these plumbing permits were for a complete repipe, and the air conditioner had been done in 2014. So it was only 10 years old. So I was like, okay, so the house might be cosmetically terrible, but all of my big expenses are good. And you know what that means? It'll pass an inspection. If it will pass an inspection, you can get a loan. If it won't pass inspection, you got to bring cash. So because the roof, electrical, plumbing, HVAC were new and permitted, I was able to secure the DSCR loan, which meant less money out of my pocket to fund the whole deal. So we made an offer. We said, hey, we'll give you $200,000. We'll pay closing costs. No problem. This house only got 6 offers total. Great house. It's already had all the major repairs done. So everything is cosmetic. And the seller agreed. So what I did, is once kind of the ball started rolling there, I kind of knew in my head what the rehab would be, but I fired up my rehab sheet. 1347 on the square footage, 3.2, 1-car garage. We already had a roof, no roofing cost. Landscaping, yeah, we got to do some landscaping. We got to tear down that chain link fence in the front yard, put down some sod, make it look nice. The fence was fine. Don't need any plumbing stuff, maybe just a vanity, kitchen sink disposal. Kitchen sink, we didn't need that, and we needed a vanity in the bath and a garbage disposal. So it's like $250 for that. Electrical rewire, nope. Electrical labor, so I had to pay the electrician to change out all the lights. There's kind of a couple sketchy wiring things he had to clean up. We opened up a doorway and he had to take a plug and a power receptacle out of that wall. So that was kind of a small charge. Demo, the person left a ton of crap in the house, and so we had to get 3 big old dumpsters, and so that was $1,200. That kind of stunk. And then again, Demos, Alex, my drywall, framing, paint guy, his total bill was $37,000. This was pretty much the majority of it. So because I knew there was dog and cat urine and pee, we opted to take down all of the drywall down to the studs, put all new drywall, paint, doors, trim, all of that to make sure that we didn't have any issues with a tenant moving in and having sketchy smells and having a complaint and having to deal with it later. So we just decided to just redo all the drywall. And then that helps our exit strategy. So if we want to sell it down the road, we can say new drywall, new roof, new plumbing, new electric, everything's good to go. Everything's good to go. For this house, we bought a mixture of used and new appliances. This was my Lowe's order for like blinds and flooring and all that kind of stuff. I paid an HVAC company to come out, clean the coils, charge the system, make sure everything was good, change out the vents in the ceiling, make sure it was all good. But right here you can see that my rehab budget with my 10% cushion was $51,000 and our actual budget was $50,300. So I pretty much nailed it right on the head. So I felt really confident about this. And because we had to pull 0 permits, because all the permits were already pulled and everything was done, it took us 5 weeks. So we did a $50,000 rehab in 5 weeks. And I did this all while out of state. I was not present for this deal. So let me pull up some pictures here to kind of show you what it looked like. Whoop. All right. Share. Here's my pictures. All right. So when we first got the house here, we had to, of course, clean the concrete to get all the urine smell. And that was actually one of the videos I made. One of the first shorts I made was how to get the urine smell out of concrete. And that was because of this house. So the first thing we did was we use TSP with hot water to clean the floor, and that kills the bacteria. So you do that, let it dry all the way out. And then I bought this gallon enzyme cleaner off of Amazon, had a bunch of good reviews. I bought 10 gallons and I literally just poured it through the entire house and then put down plastic over top to let it soak down in the concrete. And what that does is that actually breaks down the crystals. The enzymes break down the crystals, which is actually where the urine smell comes from. So we dumped 10 gallons all over the concrete, all over the house, covered it all with plastic before demo even started. So you can kind of see that here, all this demo. This doorway here going from the kitchen to the dining room, we wanted to open this up and the electrician had to take out that plug, just help flow the floor plan a little bit. The front bathroom was already remodeled, so it was good. So we didn't have to put that in our rehab budget, which was nice. The back bathroom, we just sprayed everything with white epoxy to make it look nice and clean. We didn't demo this shower or doors. We took everything down, cleaned it real good, put it back. This was the 1-car garage, no problem there. Yep. And so my guys ripped it down all the way to the studs to make sure it was super clean. At this point, there was no smell in the house. By taking out all the drywall that had soaked up the smell, completely scrubbing and destroying the floor, we kind of made sure that that was all good. And then that was that doorway that we opened up. And then we came back to do drywall. They also scraped the popcorn ceiling. I don't think they showed that part. Yeah, but we got all new doors, drywall. The kitchen already had really nice maple cabinets with granite countertops. So we were able to leave the kitchen. So that saved us a big expense. This is kind of that doorway that they took out here. This is kind of going through the process, getting everything good. Obviously, the house is looking a lot better. The windows had already been done. It already had new windows. This was the front yard once we took down the fence and kind of leveled the dirt out. And then, yeah, this was the house once it was finished. Put down the exact same snap down laminate we put in the house, my neighbor's house, in a different video. And we made this a super, super nice house. So for a tenant, the hot water heater was new as well. We didn't have to change that. So it was a heavy cosmetic with no permits. And so that saved us a lot of money, and it allowed us to get financing, which took less money out of our pocket. Here's where we kind of sprayed that white epoxy, like I was talking about, had to change out of vanity and stuff. But yeah, that was the before picture, and then that was the after picture there. So great looking house, driveway set back from the road, got a fenced in backyard, huge shed, garage, very, very desirable house. And that's what's key, is we don't like to have like crappy houses that no one wants. We like to really try to target houses that people want. When you drive by and you say, wow, that's a nice house, I'd like to live there. That's how we feel that we can have the lowest vacancy. And by fixing everything on the front end, we can put very small maintenance cost into our budget. So then let me kind of pull up the rental property calculator here to kind of break down the numbers. Yeah, so this is my simple rental calculator that you guys can get if you just send me a message. I'll send it to you for free. This is the purchase price, our rental income. We have it with a property management company, and the tenant just moved in April at $1,752, a little lower than the rent that I would have liked. Because as you can see, $1,752 makes it a 6.49 cap rate, cash on cash. Not super good. If you know anything on this channel, 8 and above is good. Anything double digit is really good. But this is a much nicer house. I mean, this is like a $270,000, $300,000 house, which is pretty nice for the Jacksonville market. Property taxes, $2,500, $1,330 on the insurance, 10% to management, 5% vacancy and maintenance. Had to put a 25% down payment for the DSCR loan, 7%, 30 years. We covered $15,000 of closing costs for the seller. They didn't have any. Yeah, they were in a pickle. They had to leave quickly, so we helped them out a little bit. And then my renovation budget was $50,000. So if I had done real cash on cash, $200,000 is my purchase price. These are my closing costs, repairs. Assuming 3 months vacant, because you're not going to get a tenant right away. You got to fix the house, list it with property management, find a tenant, have them move in. Would have been a 4.8 cap, and then going to year 2, 8.3 cap, cash on cash. Pretty good. But because the DSCR loan has such a high percentage and it rents for a little less, unfortunately, we're only going to be a 0.84 cap in year 1, which sucks. And 1.45 in year 2. The good news is that this house, because our all-in cost of, so our loan is $150,000. Our loan is $150,000 and it's going to appraise for $280,000. We have tons of appreciation. We have tons of instant equity. So kind of on this house, we're buying it. And if I'd sold it right away, I would have to pay capital gains. So I'm going to use it as a rental for a year, get some rental income, get that depreciation. And then when this tenant moves out in 2 or 3 years, because this property manager only signs 2 or 3 year leases, then we'll sell it on the back end. And we'll pay way less in tax, and we might even be able to 1031 it into another property. So again, we're kind of thinking more on the longer term horizon for our portfolio. That may not fit for you and your plan, but that's kind of what we're doing for ours. If this was helpful to you at all, please leave a comment below. I would love to hear about deals that you've completed. And if you want any of these real estate tools, the rental property calculator, the cash on cash return, the rehab estimate sheet, if you want me to show you how to pull up the building inspections, I've shown that in another video, how to look up the taxes. We're covering all those topics on this page. So I'd love to connect with you and see if there's anything I can do to help you out. Thanks for watching.